Hey guys, Jamstrap here, and in today's video I'm going to try and show you guys how to do green stuff beards, and I'm going to throw a little bit of like hair on top of this guy as well. Now, I'm going to be straight up out of the gate here. I'm definitely not the best. There are much better people at doing this than I am, but I was asked to make this video, so I'm going to give it a shot. Now, a quick few examples for you guys. I'm slowly getting better at these as I go along, but here's some of the ones I've done previously. So if you're like a Space Marine player and you want to change up the heads, or especially if you're a Space Wolves player and you're starting to run out of like unique Space Wolfy heads, or you could just use even the standard Primaris heads like this guy here. He didn't have a beard at all and he looks 10 times more Space Wolfy now. And like I say, if you're running out of unique Space Wolf heads, you just, change up their beards. I mean, this is the He-Man guy. Stick a beard on him, he looks way more different. I mean, this guy over here is probably my favorite one I've done, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. This was the guy that was the sergeant from the Primaris Outriders, I think it was. Slap a goatee on him and a little like slick back mohawk thing. And he looks way more aggressive, way more Space Wolfy. So yeah, let's get into it. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need is some sort of head. And I'm choosing the most bold guy I could find for this. You're going to need some green stuff. I've already made some up here. You've got to smush it all together. You're going to need your hobby knife, a pot of water, and that's pretty much it. You're not going to need any glue for this. And when you first do this, it's going to be quite hard to kind of judge how much green stuff you're going to have to take off. It does take a bit of like practice. I mean, I'm probably going to get it wrong in this video first time now that I've said that as well. But let's try it out. Let's see what we can do. So what you want to do is, when you've got a ball like that, you can see this end's kind of like triangular in a way. All you got to do is snip that off there. And by the way, you can stick your head onto like a stick like I showed those ones, or just a bit of blue tack. Well, that's what I do. It's nice, quick and simple. You don't need to glue anything, and he's just on there. So yeah, I've got some green stuff there. That's probably way too much, to be perfectly honest, if you like chuck it there, but you will mold it around and stuff like that. But you can, yeah, I'd go less than that if I was you, but you can always take some more. Like I say, you've got it in that kind of shape, so you want to stick that middle right on the chin there. So let's try that out. This is going to be extremely difficult to do on camera. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut a bit off of this. I think it's going to be too much. Okay, so I've got my little sausagey green stuff here. You can roll it out if you want. Get it a bit longer. Try and make sure it's even as well. And there we go, we're done. Okay, so I normally use this little pimple poppery tool for my green stuff, but most of you guys probably just have a hobby knife at home, so I'm going to try and do it like that for you guys. And yeah, so we've got basically the chin stuff going on, and now we just want to work it up into the sideburn area. Now this guy's got like a little thing there, so you want to kind of meet it in there. Yeah, and just slowly push that in there, and boom, you got some sideburns. So like I said, you can do any sort of like beard shapes you want, and we can do this like Abe Lincoln kind of beard if you really wanted to. You can just do like a little goatees, chin strap, or this is more of a chin strap, I guess. Or you could just do a good old big moustache or something like that. We'll add the moustache into this guy later. And one thing I'm slowly discovering is, instead of putting like loads of little lines, you kind of want to keep, like if you look at GW when they do hair, there's just like a couple thick lines. And another quick tip as well, because these guys obviously have to go onto models and stuff, you don't want this beard to be so long that it ends up pushing his head upwards when he's on your intercessor body. So always make sure this part is kind of like flattened up like that, so he kind of fits in, or just test dry fit him on the model, take him off, move it around. Just make sure that beard doesn't get in the way. Like I said, this beard is probably way too bushy. Make sure you clear the mouth out so you can see his mouth there. Yeah, and you want to make sure it's even on both sides. So you can see the hair's quite high up on his cheek there, so we probably want to do the same on this side. Like so, you just take the sharp part of your knife and just kind of, you can break it up, make little grooves like that. Obviously you don't want them all going the same way, because beard hair doesn't really work like that. It will look a bit weird. So I just kind of go back and forth. And another thing is, be careful where you put your fingers, because I quite often will rest my finger on this side and I'll end up flattening out the green stuff. So you can see we're starting to get a nice beard going on there. Like I said, it's probably too long, so what I'm going to do is I might get a tiny little scissors and snip the end off there and rework it. Yeah, that's a bit better. And don't worry, that piece we cut off we're not going to waste. That's going to turn into his moustache as well. Yeah, once again, checking it's nice and flat there so it fits into the model. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with where that bit is right now. So all we're going to do now is put the tash on there. So because we're going to have to work the tash on there into the beard, so it's going to have to rework it all. Now we take that little bit that we cut off earlier, and trust me, you only need a tiny bit like that. Once again, just make a little sausage kind of thing. Roll it out. Don't worry if it's too long, you can blend it into the thing, into the beard. I'll just get my little tweezers and stick it under his nose. Oh, I just ripped it in half. No, that's fine, it's probably too long anyway. Let's re-roll that. Alright, and then we've got a moustache as well. And just the same thing as before, just kind of want to push it in there and then work it around. Like I say, you can have this as bushy or big as you want or small as you want. Yeah, just get it in there. Sorry if I can stay in focus. Trying to do this on camera is not easy. Well, at least not with my setup. Like I say, you can have like a toned up moustache if you want. Really, you can do anything you want with this stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, and just the same as before, just make sure you got it even on all sides. Just be patient, moving it around. Make sure the tool's got a little bit dampness to it. Now, apologies for the audio. I'm leaning over to one side here to try and get a better angle at this. Yeah, always try and make sure the beard doesn't hide the mouth too much, because obviously they're tiny little heads and you want to kind of get as much emotion and whatever you can out of them. Just having a giant beard face wouldn't really help. Unless the guy's not shouting, of course, then it's perfectly fine. Alrighty, so that's pretty much the beard done. I mean, you can go back and forth, work it out. It's probably not exactly even and nice like I would like it, but doing it on video is a bit difficult, so I'm just going to get straight to doing the hair now. And one thing I did completely forget to mention at the beginning of the video, something I'm kind of experimenting with right now, is when you mix in the green stuff, maybe put a little bit more yellow in than blue. I mentioned that in my green stuffing fur video as well, because the yellow makes it a lot softer, so you can kind of sculpt it a bit longer and it takes more detail and stuff. But I mean, if you don't want to mess around, just go 50-50. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. I probably messed with it a bit too much, but yeah, let's get some hair on this guy. Same thing again, just get a little bit of green stuff, kind of cut a bit, see how much it looks like on the head. Then you just kind of want to get like a little sausagey shape out of it, kind of like that should be fine. Alright, so I'll kind of don't want the front end to be too long and squished out. So all we got to do now, stick it on top of this guy's head, kind of get it in the middle, and we can just work it from there really. Now, unlike the beard, we just want to have like some long lines going on. We're just going to do like some thin lines and maybe 2-3 kind of deep ones, so you can kind of get the crevices for the washes and kind of gives it a bit more of that realistic look really. So once again, let's try do this on camera. First, just get it down where you need it. Yeah, probably go a little bit more to the front there, so it doesn't look like it's receding too much. By the way guys, if you're interested in green stuffing, beards and fur and all that stuff, another channel that's really great to look at is Radicraft. He does some awesome kit bashes. He's probably 10 times better at me than doing this green stuff beards and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check out his Instagram or his channel as well. Just tell him Jamstrap TV sent you over. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best Space Wolf kit bashers around right now. And there we have it. We pretty much got the hair where we want it placed. Now you just kind of like I said, you've got like longer lines. I'm just going to refine it a bit more, make sure it kind of looks right on the sides and stuff like that. Now you can do that like full head of hair getting swept back, or if you want you can add like a little bit of green stuff going down here, so he's kind of, some of his hair's coming down. That would look pretty sweet. I might do that myself actually, but just showing you guys the basics for now. Yeah, just take the sharp point of your hobby blade and just kind of like pull it up there so the hair and the skin kind of like blends together a bit more. And like I said, just drag some lines down or just poke it like this. This is probably easier than the beard, to be honest. And there we have it guys. I think that's pretty much done. Like I say, you can work it more or less, but you guys kind of get the idea right now. And I've just destroyed that now. Yeah, just like I said, don't do lots of little dabs. Don't try and make it look like the beard. Just long lines going in the same direction, like dabbing it in the same way. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good actually. We're doing it, especially doing it on camera. Next, I think the beard probably needs a bit more working, especially in the moustachy area here. So final tips, just make sure the beard's not touching the bottom too much, because obviously, like I said, it has to fit into the little like ballpoint kind of thing for the miniature, if you know what I mean. Once you spray this up, it's going to look real good. And then we have it. All we've used is in a little hobby knife, and that's it. We're done. Hope you guys have found this video useful and informative, and I hope using this information you can go forth and wolfify every single Primaris or any sort of Space Marine head ever. I want to see them all. So yeah, if this video was useful or you enjoyed it, maybe drop a comment and a like. And as always, if you like this sort of hobby content, then maybe check out my channel and subscribe. But until then guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.